The last time I spoke to you guys, we were on Zoom. We just had, it was just fantastic. But for you guys now to be back face to face, I want to know what it's like for you to meet your fans again. I mean, you have the best fans in literally in the world. These guys would do anything for you. And I just want to know, what's it like meeting them today again, seeing them face to face after such a long period of time out?
I don't think I'm alone that I was getting sick of being locked in my house, you know? I miss seeing human faces in 3 dimensions, you know? I miss community, which is what I think that conventions give us, right? I feel like we're just the bait. Like we're just here to get everyone to come to the convention so that the actual show can happen, which is when fans get to know each other. And that's what I always tell people. Like, if it's your first convention, if anyone's here and it's your first convention, the best way to have a great weekend is meet other fans, because fans are really cool. It's just like if they let us bring weapons in, and we don't hurt anybody. Like, they trust us, they know us, so they're like, yeah, it's a sword. They're not going to get. I've never even seen like an argument. Never even heard voices raised, and we all have deadly weapons.
It's utterly fabulous. It's brilliant.
For me, I was thinking, when the pandemic hit in March 16th, 2020, I was getting probably a few months in a lot of DMs from fans from all over the world talking about how isolated they felt, how hard it was on them. They missed the rituals of just being able to go down to the local coffee shop and have coffee, even if they didn't. It's like they knew their barista. It was just such a simple thing of that human connection that was missing. And that they were really feeling alone and sad and depressed. And so around that time, I had said, I want to do something to kind of cheer people up, because I couldn't respond to all the DMs personally. And I thought, all right, I'll make an announcement, and I'm going to do free videos to anybody that DM'd me or like whatever, right? Oh my God. So a massive amount of DM requests came in, over 200. And I had to cut it off because it was becoming impossible to respond. And Instagram, it wasn't tenable on Instagram to be able to send those videos back. So I created a website, and then that turned into MyCon, which then allowed me to continue to get those done and emailed out to everyone. And then I did a roundtable, for the last, I think, 50. Because it would take me like 20 minutes just to do a video, because I'd have to go to Snapchat, get that filter, and then I messed up, I got to do it again, whatever. And what was her name and whose birthday is it? So it was a bit of a challenge. So the website was making it possible for me to execute it and get it out to you in a good way and quickly. And then I did MyCon, and it was so nice to be able to do that with you guys and do the video chats. More than just a 2-minute thing, to have 10 minutes of you time where I could just get to find out. I feel so much closer to the fans, even though it's not in person. I feel there's a benefit to both virtual and in person. Like, the benefit in person is we're together, right? And you guys have community. But for me, it's loud, there's people waiting, and I don't really get a chance to kind of engage on a deeper level. So that's what I loved about doing MyCon, is getting to engage and talk with fans in a quiet atmosphere where we can just really chat and get to know each other. And what do you do? And what's your life like? And that has been wonderful. So to be here in person, I love people. I know James loves people. This is the hardest working fan favorite I've ever met. And he's taught me, without even speaking to him about it, he doesn't even know I feel this way. But he really, you really did. You really taught me about how to, embrace the process. Because when I was younger, we grew up in an era when it was not cool to do cons. where it wasn't like, it was like, oh, you must need the money. It's like, no, it's not that. It's truly paying back all that you give us. Like, I know you guys do campaigns, you do Twitter campaigns, hashtags, billboards back in the day. They take out ads in the trades. Like, you guys, we appreciate you. And I felt like doing cons was a great way to give back and to meet our fans. It's fun. It is fun I like people, he likes people, so we do this, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a very long-winded.
I was coming to conventions back in the 70s, guys. I was coming to conventions as a 13-year-old kid dressed as Spock.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I had like
Can you imagine?
pointed ears, and I had the tunic that I made myself. I had like my phaser that I carved out of balsa wood, and a big blonde afro because I didn't know how to control my hair. And I was like, the girls wanted to talk to me because I had a good phaser. And I was like, I dig this. I'm coming to more cons. And back then, you could only be a fan of Star Trek or Space 1999. That's just before Star Wars, right? So, and we hated each other. Like, it wasn't like this where everyone's cool with each other. We were like, Space 1999. It sucks. Martin Landau's glory.
Meanwhile, all these years later, Martin Landau's daughter is your co-star.
Yeah, right there. Maybe it's good that Juliet didn't come.
We'll just go back to Eagles. Were really, really cool. They were the coolest spacecraft ever.
Is this the source of Vidiot's? Was like that sort of, yeah. Or is Vidiot's about,
It's about being an idiot who plays video games.
Oh, so it's not related.
Yeah.
It's just a different nerdom. A nerd, not in a bad way, but like, it's a different, like.
There's many reasons I'm a nerd. There's a whole long list. So this is just one thing. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, hi.
But do you know, when you were saying about the videos and on Zoom as well, I think it was really, really important because so many people were isolated, literally on their own, and then to be able to see, you guys at home as well. And it wasn't polished videos. It was literally, we're all in the same boat here. We're all fighting this, and we're all looking forward to a day like today again. This is what we were all praying to get back out and do this again. And it really helped. It really, really helped.
It got us through, didn't it? So thank goodness for Zoom. But I read once, you probably know this because you're a doctor. I got kicked out of drama school, so I read this. But a bunch of our brain power is taken up with being able to interpret each other's faces, like minute changes in blushing and dilation of eyes and all that. We're always processing if the other person's going to try to eat us, I guess. I don't know. But that's like a major part of why we have a big brain. And to have a year and a half where you don't use that, something goes to sleep. Yeah. And so I'm just like, wow, you're 3D. Wow. It's great.
Yeah. I can remember one of my poor students came in to see me straight after lockdown and said, "Oh, it's really excited to see you, Dr. Jerry Slackler." Walked straight into a pillar on the way back to the was completely gone. But that was the same for all of us at home. Because some of us were sort of locked down, so it was difficult to work. Some of us were on furlough. The great thing you might not know is we had reruns of Buffy here in the UK. We were like, yes, okay, so we had to just revise. We sure did. But you've been busy, James. You've been busy because I know you've got a. Am I allowed to say the pilot?
Go ahead.
So you've got a pilot coming out, and
we shot it during the pandemic, and we shot 6 episodes. Which who does that? Like no one. They thought HBO was definitely going to pick it up, but if not, them Netflix. And it's an update of Upstairs, Downstairs. And so in this update, the rich people of the manor are California wine growers and ranchers, and the servants are Latinos who work the land. And both sides are human, and they don't understand each other at all. There's a big gulf in between them, and it's a really. I play a douchebag. Big surprise. A lovable one. So we're waiting to see who wants it, and I'm hoping someone does because I love the character. So
it sounds amazing. I'm really excited about it. I really, really am. I am very aware.
Yeah,
I'm very aware
at 11:30.
that somebody has a photo op at 11:30. Okay. So shall we get some? Let's get some questions out to the audience here.
You know,
I'm just very quickly. We'll get a mic to you so everyone else can hear you. That's all. There we go.
Hiya. You know that you are a nerd. Have you ever done anything on Twitch, or have you ever done any streaming over the pandemic? Do you even get time?
I thought about doing Twitch videos that was referenced like a podcast about two idiots who travel the world. I have a friend named Mark Devine who used to come to me with conventions before he became a father. We just did this show where we played video games, attended conventions together, and just didn't understand anything that was around us. It was fun. It was suggested that we do this shtick on Twitch. The problem being is that Twitch is live, and Mark's sense of humor is really edgy. Like, we had to cut out a lot of stuff in editing because I was like, Mark, you cannot say, like, you're going to ruin my career. That's hilarious. But these days, you can't go there, buddy. And he's like, but it was funny. I'm like, yes, it was funny. So I haven't, but now, Mark, I don't know, maybe I should try because Mark is a dad now.
Do you play like PlayStation or Xbox or anything like that? What's your favourite game?
My favorite game is Red Dead Redemption, and I was just in the green room with the guys, and I was like, "Oh my God, I love you!" That's one of the best things about doing it. Like just being a fanboy, going to the green room, like, "I love you." No, I love you more. I'm like, "What?" Yeah.
Well, I can say I love
said
you.
He liked me. I was like, "Dude!"
I can say I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
You're a big gamer, I know that, so this must be fabulous. Okay, let's get another question. No.
This is going to be the one. Hi. I came back from Barbados just especially to meet you guys. I landed on Friday. Charisma did actually message me, which made my day.
We came from California.
I came from Iceland.
But, yes, I saw that. But, okay, this is every Comic-Con, and I do apologise, James. Spike or Angel for Buffy? Who loved her most?
All right. This for people that don't know, this is what happens when Angel walks into a room full of people that know him. All right? Everyone goes, "Oh, hi, Angel." And Angel goes, "Oh, hi, guys, I feel terrible. I ate too many muffins for breakfast. Oh, dear, I shouldn't have killed that person in 1843. Oh, my. I wore the wrong coat, I look terrible." Angel is kind of a baller, you know? Not giving it back.
Hi, Charisma. Are you going to join SEAL team? As I suggested.
Oh, sorry, what was the suggestion?
SEAL team, when you have the photograph of you with a helicopter, and I suggested you should join. To join.
Oh, yeah, no. No, I mean, I would, but I would want to be a SEAL team member, and there are no female SEALs.
There are.
Yeah.
There aren't.
Yeah.
No, there aren't. Apparently there aren't. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the expert on it, but there aren't, and I was told there isn't, and there is no female. There should be, and I mean, it is TV, but I think that would not be, that would be more fantastical source. Listen, I am eager to kick ass in whatever way there is. I just am so excited to do that, you know. I'm just egging on to do that, but it will not be on SEAL team.
Do you know what I read?
No.
That in Scotland, this is back when they had swords, not guns, but they had male warriors, and then they had legions of female warriors in Scotland. And the English were willing to fight the male warriors, but if they ran into the women, they'd be like, "Oh, hell no, we're out of here." They just go back to England then. Yeah. So
well, I think there, you know, in Israel, you can be a male or female in the army, in the Israeli army. So I think you actually have to be. Don't you have to do, I don't know if anybody's, I think you have to do 2 years of service, whether you're male or female. So why not?
Thank you.
Can I just remind you all as well, I should have said at the top end, when we come forward with the mics, I know there's this sort of compulsion to grab the mic and say, and give you a question, but obviously we're trying to keep you all as safe as possible, so just let the mic come to you and ask you a question. Okay, let's grab the next one.
Hi, so you guys were in an episode of Supernatural together.
Yeah.
How did it feel to be reunited after such a long time? 'Cause it seemed like a lot of fun, that episode.
You know, this is the thing, and we talk about this a lot. We weren't necessarily reunited because we never really saw much of each other during filming. I mean, I think we had a scene on Angel where, like, you bit me, you tried to bite me, and I'm like, he tried to bite me. I thought you were redeemed. You're like, do you remember that scene?
I thought all the years.
Clearly mine's better, I said, you know. Like,
She is such a good actor. I thought she was like Cordelia in real life. So I was like, I'm a punk rocker. So I was like, I'm not talking to that cheerleader. Yeah, go. And also, we just didn't have a lot of scenes together.
we didn't.
And so there was
You purposefully, at other conventions, he let me know that he purposefully sat apart. Like, I had no desire to get to know me because, ew. And
told me.
then when we got to do Supernatural together, we were forced to be together.
I was like-
and do scenes together, and then we got to have a great chat.
Yeah, and the first day I was like, oh my God, I'm
You
so
did?
sorry. I've been
You did
judging
say
you
that.
all these years. Like, oh, wow, you're actually a wonderful person. She's like, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Do you know, we were also all terrified of you when you came in. We thought, oh my God, you know, you're going to be such, but you are just the sweetest, kindest, nicest.
Oh, you're so cute.
leader.
Thank you.
And
I think it's true because I remember when I was on Buffy the first 3 years, I go to Vegas for weekends and party. Yep, I was pretty wild. And nobody would talk to me. Like, no fans ever approached me. Nobody, like, I loved it in a sense because I'd be on set and people would come to set, but then I'd be hurt because nobody would want to talk to me. And then when I did Angel, it was like by the end of year one of Angel, then fans felt safe maybe coming up to me because I think they'd be like, there's no way I'm talking to that bitch. There's no way am I going to engage that wicked tongue. No way.
My first engagement with you was I opened the door and just stay quiet, just behind the door. And then you went, oh, thank you so much for opening the door. I was like, oh my God, she's lovely. It was the first time I was terrified before that. It really was.
It's a terrible, burden, isn't it?
No, I am
Stop
just
being such a good actor.
I'm just keeping an eye on time.
Yeah.
You've got
I do.
3 minutes before you've got to go. So I'm just to remind you with your photo op.
I know. I think I do have to go.
Yeah, I think so. Just so you can make it in time.
Terrible. You're in good hands, right?
Absolutely.
And if you have a photo op with me, let's go.
Yeah. Charisma, thank you so much for coming out. Wow, that was an unexpected surprise. I can tell you, I didn't expect that at all. So fabulous. Wow. So let's get some more questions for James.
Hi, James. Over here.
Oh my God, what are you?
Oh, just
Hi.
just there.
Hey, the top.
So obviously, Spike had a massive character development from his first entry into Buffy all the way through to Angel. What did you prefer playing? Did you prefer playing mean Spike and having all the fun, or did you like, heartbroken Spike?
What do you think?
I think you enjoy being mean Spike.
Yes. When you play the good guy or the hero, you're always running, trying to save everybody. And you're always like feeling guilty that you're not saving enough people and you're dredging up some childhood trauma so the story can have impact. And it's just a lot of work, man. Whereas, like, you play the evil guy and you're just lurking. Just waiting for the good guy to come huffing and puffing by, and then you jump out of the shadows and you hit him and you go home. It's like, it's so much easier. Yeah, no, evil. Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's go for another one. We're keeping these runners fit, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hello. So, I have followed your career since the days of Spike, but one role that I remember you playing was Ted Bundy in Capture of the Green River Killer, which they've spelt the surname wrong on YouTube, so it's quite hard to find, but it's there. I just wanted to know how, because you do certain nuances that match with what I've seen studying the cases. How did you get into that character to play him so well, and would you consider playing another serial killer at some point?
Okay, great question. I find it personally horrifying that you say this. This is why. Okay, so I don't like to even watch stuff that has sexual violence in it. It just freaks me out too much. So if I'm watching a movie and that comes up, I'll walk out of the theater. If I get an audition for anything like that, I'm like, I pass. And a friend of mine who wrote that, John Peelmeyer, who wrote, he won on Broadway, he won the Tony Award for a play that he wrote called Agnes of God. And we worked together on one of his plays in Seattle. And he called me up and he said, I'm doing this TV movie. Would you come and play Ted Bundy? And I'm like, oh, hell no, John, come on. And he's like, please, please. And I said, okay, John, for you, yes, but with this caveat. I am not going to research Ted Bundy. I'm not going to try to get into character. I am just going to go say the lines for you because it'll just destroy me to do more than that. And he said, fine. And I came in and I said the lines. And the director, this wonderful woman, came up to me afterwards. She's like, oh my God, that was so great. You're just like Ted Bundy. And I was like, what? Oh my God. Like, apparently, on The Natural, I am just like Ted Bundy.
Confidence and cat-like kind of way.
Yeah.
Feline-esque thing. You've got quite a kind of cats play with their prey. You did it with Spike.
Yeah.
When you were looking for victims, when you were playing with Buffy.
Yeah.
It's that cat-like thing that serial killers do. So that it's not you. You're lovely.
I don't know how to explain it, but it makes me very nervous. Try to be nice. Wow. Right?
James, I'm just looking at time. We've probably got time for one more question. Are you okay with that?
No!
You want more? Should we take two more questions?
Yeah.
Two more questions.
I love to talk about myself. It's
Did you find it? Oh, I'm really over here.
Wave your hand.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, great. Okay. Yeah.
Did you find it really hard to change from being like evil Spike to falling in love with Buffy?
You know, it was interesting because when I fell in love with Buffy, I had come to know Sarah quite well, and I thought of her as my little sister. You know, loved her. And sometimes I drove her crazy, and she had to forgive me. And sometimes she drove me crazy, and I had to forgive her. It was very much like that. And so when I was told that I would fall in love with Buffy, I was like, ooh, that's going to be a little weird. Kiss your sister, you know? And I was a little freaked out about it. And then I came to set, and she was filming a scene where she was selling burgers with that hat, you know? And I'm watching her do the scene, and I'm thinking about Buffy, not Sarah. And I'm thinking, wow, you know, she just came back from heaven. She's on Earth, which is now seems like hell. She suddenly has this younger sister that she has to take care of, so she's effectively suddenly a mother. And she's the slayer, and she's having to sell burgers to rude customers, and she's not complaining. She's trying to just be a nice person. And I just went, oh, that's the key. I fell in love, at that moment, I fell in love with Buffy. And I'm just looking at Sarah like this. And she turns around, she's like, what? It's the hat, isn't it? Oh, James, everyone's been making fun of me all day. I didn't think you would. And I was like, I couldn't even tell her. I just fell in love with you, baby. Oh, God. She went off, you know, but yeah. So I love Sarah to this day, but as a friend, you know, but there's a little part of me, in my head to this day, there's a little tiny Sunnydale, little tiny Spike, little tiny Buffy, and little tiny Spike loves Buffy. To this day, yeah.
This has to be the last question. I'm so sorry because of timings. Just by here.
Did you like playing the characters that you played on the shows?
Yeah. I think, the art of being a nice person in real life is that I don't always tell people what I'm thinking all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, to be a nice person, I'm constantly editing myself and not sharing everything, right? Whereas, like, a lot of people who are not so nice, they'll always say, well, I'm just being honest, So when you play an evil character, you just get to just be honest all the time. And so I get all of that out, and so I have so much fun playing villains. And I think that I'm not alone there. I think most people who get to play villains, they've discovered how delicious it really is. So yeah, if it looks like I'm having fun, it's because I'm having a blast. Yeah, great question, brother.
James, I know that we have definitely had a blast here as well.
Yeah,
we cannot thank you.
Love you guys.